Lame Truth here, and I'm gonna be a little bit erratic this video. I feel like Charlie in the mailroom episode of It's Always Sunny with all the stuff I have found out. But from what I have gathered, with the information I have gathered, and unfortunately it's a little bit of bro science because we don't have hard numbers, but from what I have found, I have discovered Activision doing something else nefarious. Surprise, surprise. As someone with pretty bad ADHD and a relatively bad short-term memory, I find it pretty insane that I'm able to keep up with every single fucking horrible thing this company does, but somehow I'm here bringing you the goods. Let's just get right on into the meat and potatoes because I got a lot I want to get off my chest. All right? So first and foremost, if you guys can, please subscribe. We are almost to 500,000 subscribers. I got like 45% of you that watch these videos that aren't subscribed, so click that button before something bad happens. Anyway, if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. On the other hand, we got some DVD gameplay, and I know some of you guys say that DVD is boring, so I'm trying to show you the matches where the killer just wants my nutsack on their face the entire match. So hopefully that's good enough, and hopefully that will suffice for entertainment. So what I'm about to cover, I don't think anyone else is really talking about this. I haven't seen anyone talking about it. But what I'm about to cover might just be the worst fucking thing they have actually done in-game. And I feel like I say that quite a bit, and I'm thinking in my head, am I just saying that for effect? And I'm like, no, they keep one-upping themselves with how fucking shitty they are. It's mind-blowing, actually. I'm sorry for losing my shit already, but holy hell, man. Before serving up the main course, let me show you guys a little appetizer. There's more than just the meat and potatoes I gotta get through. So how about some hors d'oeuvres? How about some yeast rolls for you, huh? Now, Microsoft is a trillion, with a T, dollar company. Literally endless resources, copious amounts of money. And yet, this happened. Take a look at it. Ghost of Hope on Twitter says COD needs to stop using songs in their trailers if they're just gonna lose the rights to them in a year. Modern Warfare 2's trailer, which they did the same with, is pretty much lost media at this point as well. And this is in reference to a tweet where someone says, I have no idea why they deleted the trailer, but here it is. How in the fuck are they that short-sighted? I know they crap out these games like last night's Taco Bell, and then they're on to the next one so quick, but it's been like 6 or 7 months since the game's come out. They've already lost the rights to the music in the trailer. They did the same thing with Modern Warfare 2, apparently. And they are rich. They should not be having this problem. They just laid off more devs and replaced them with AI bots. How are they stretched for cash? You know, they will cut pennies. Every fucking CEO there is like Mr. Krabs. They're just clones of Mr. Krabs. Sponge Boy, me Bob, me first dollar. And they just have it framed up in their office, every single one of them. It's just an army of Mr. Krabs at this point. And let's segue that into this lazy garbage here. More slop of the AI variety, I think, but also just slop in general. I can't tell if this is made by someone with no artistic integrity, an AI bot, a blind person. I can't tell. Look at this. Ghost of Hope says they got AI making blueprints now, dog. And he was kind of joking here. It's just the blueprint of this gun, it's really ugly. It looks really, really bad. That's not really what caught my eye, though. I think that's what everyone was focused on. What I was focused on is this weird kind of cutoff of Adler's arm and shoulder and elbow and stuff and how he's holding the gun. Now, maybe no one will ever see this. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe I am just nitpicking. But I saw this and it just doesn't make a lot of anatomical sense. If you look at where his hand is holding the gun, it doesn't line up. It looks like someone else's arm is like over his holding the weapon. And that's why they kind of cut it weird or whatever. I mean, this is official art here, but there's no way, like, for one, the gun stock doesn't appear to be on his shoulder at all. It appears to be like way above his shoulder. For two, his elbow just doesn't make sense. Like, just try to picture what's in the black space there, and it doesn't add up. Like, his elbow can't bend that way unless he's got a tiny little arm. I swear to you, I'm not just looking for things that are wrong with their products or whatever. That just popped out to me. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. It reminds me of this game I had when I was a kid, right? It was a WWF Royal Rumble on Super Nintendo. And on the front cover, they have this really, really bad, like, poor Photoshop of Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig holding the chair, but it's like cartoon arms and they don't match up and they're too big and they don't... Like, it just, to this day, it looks bad. And it reminds me of that. And that's something I saw as a kid. And I'm just like, why are Mr. Perfect's arms, like, stupid? That's what I thought. Yeah, I don't know. The game wasn't very good either way, but regardless, I'm going to air a spot for today's sponsor, and then we're going to get into the main course here because I caught them doing something very scummy. Today's video is sponsored by Demo Creator from Wondershare. So Demo Creator is both a screen recorder and a video editor, and it's got a lot of neat little things that I actually incorporate into my very own videos. One of my favorite things is actually the teleprompter. So if I have something specific I have in my video outline or script or whatever, or if you're someone that really scripts their videos, the teleprompter will suit you perfectly and keep your script on track. You can also screen record at 120 FPS up to 4K resolution, and then when you're done, editing the clips for social medias like TikTok or YouTube is super simple. Demo Creator also features stuff like cursor highlights, cursor spotlights, AI voice cleanup, AI voice effects, and even pan and zoom, which will make you look like a professional editor with minimal effort required. Demo Creator helps me out in a ton of ways as a YouTuber, so guys, click the link in the video description or the pinned comment and get Wondershare Demo Creator today. Alright guys, welcome back to the video. That teleprompter actually comes in really handy. ADHD. Anyway, I discovered something Activision's doing that it's not illegal, but it probably should be. I mean, we covered them getting sued by a lot of people. I think of a lot more people that are just sick of the bullshit. Actually sue them. They'll stop this mess. But until then, I'm just here to cover it and expose it and show you guys what's actually going on. So whether you're, a Zombies player, a Warzone player, a Black Ops 6 player, you probably are buying the Battle Pass. Now, I think Warzone's in a pretty decent spot right now. Last update, be damned. Black Ops 6 is garbage. Zombies is okay, but I find it completely lifeless, and I find it boring, if I'm being honest. But the point is that if you are still kind of, playing the game in some capacity, you're probably interested in the Battle Pass. It gives you something to progress. It makes our lizard brains happy, and it's just something to do, something to grind for, especially if you've already got Dark Matter or whatever, or you don't want to grind for Dark Matter because it's too grindy, then you're probably interested in the Call of Duty Battle Pass. There is a problem, though, with the last Battle Pass specifically, and that's that it's been stealth nerfed progression-wise. What am I talking about? Well, maybe you noticed it, maybe you didn't. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about this, and please forgive me, I am not purchasing the Battle Pass, let alone playing this awful game, so I am not giving you first-hand experience. I am simply going off the research I have done. But yes, they stealth nerfed the progress, but it's worse than that. Let me just show you. Take a look at this. It genuinely feels like the battle pass gets slower and slower to progress every year. Great job at encouraging me not to spend money on the game. Why buy a battle pass that's so painstakingly slow I will never finish it unless I leave my controller upside down all night? It's trash. Looking at the comments, it's super telling as well. I play multiplayer only, TDM, Dom, KC, and Hardpoint mostly, and it's slow as hell. I completed an entire Prestige and only got through 3 pages of the Battle Pass. That doesn't seem balanced. I believe it's time-based, so the longer game time you have, the more progression you get. I don't believe match XP counts either. Could be wrong on all accounts, though. This guy says it's definitely time-based. I can pop off on a normal match of multiplayer, and it progresses only a little. But when I play a match of 10v10 Search and Destroy that goes on to tied game point match, it progresses over half a page, even though my score sucked ass. But wait, there's more. Finishing the Battle Pass seems to take forever compared to previous games. I would say that I play more hours than your average employed person. I'm around level 90 after hitting Prestige 10, mostly play multiplayer. In previous CODs, I've always comfortably finished the Battle Pass each season and gathered enough tokens to get the next. With BO6, I find that I'm always struggling to finish the Battle Pass. It's starting to get depressing, seeing how far off I am with so little to go. I also try to maximize the double XP weekends, but have noticed recently that they are excluding the Battle Pass. Couple that with the reduced amount of COD points they give you, and it's looking like I won't be able to get the next Battle Pass. I absolutely refuse to give this game any more of my money. Paying once at launch should be enough. Have I touched more grass lately than I realize? Doesn't feel like it. In before broke boy. Yeah, for those that aren't aware, before I get into the comments, they also nerfed the COD points you get from the Battle Pass this particular year. And this is all by design. It's all going to come full circle in just a second. But let's look at the comments. It's all about engagement. They want to keep you chasing the carrot on a stick like the donkeys we are. Even worse when you waste money on it and feel like you have to do it. In my opinion, not worth the money, so I opt out. By my estimation, it takes about 60 to 80 hours of actual in-match time. That's not counting the time in the menus, the time searching for a match, the time in the lobby, the time editing classes, whatever. 60 to 80 hours of in-game time, which I would equate to probably about half of your actual experience, maybe a little bit more, honestly, but the matchmaking does take quite a while, at least for me. And that's not counting the loading, the waiting in the lobby. I mean, you guys don't realize how much time you waste not playing in a match on these games. 14 pages at approximately 5 hours a page on average, which is okay for a 2-ish month BP period, but there's no possible way to speed it up because, like you said, double XP weekends don't apply to the Battle Pass, and the game really doesn't like to hand out BP 2 XP tokens. I've gotten a total of 3 hours worth this season. And this guy says correct mathematics. The past 2 seasons, I recall having 2 triple-double XP weapons battle pass events during the season, and I don't recall one this season. And this guy says it was about 1 hour per level, but it seems to take slightly longer now based on my playtime. And that's a very important metric right there. We don't have actual data for how long this stuff takes. There's no way to really get it. I mean, unless someone wants to do rigorous testing every single year, nobody really is going to do that, you know? But if we go back to Modern Warfare 2019, just as an example, and look at some personal experiences there, we'll see that something is not right here. Take a look at this. So here's a little string of comments from about 6 years ago with Modern Warfare 2019 talking about the battle pass progression speed. The guy at the top says 80 to 100 hours for a 100 level battle pass is typical with most games. But see, that's the entire playtime, not just the in-game match time here. And you can see here, they're talking about challenges. You could complete challenges to progress the battle pass, much like Fortnite there. At the bottom, this guy says, I've been playing for a bit now, and for me, it only seems to take about 40k XP to rank up now. I've flown through about 20 tiers in about 8 hours of play. 100 tiers per battle pass, 20 tiers, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 5 times 8 is 35. So this man's flying through it, completing the battle pass in like 35 hours or so. It gets a little muddy because we don't know if people are talking about total playtime or just in-game playtime. We can assume they're talking about total playtime because that's all they can really track, you know? And here's another comment from 5 years ago saying it's roughly about an hour a tier. Plus, they're probably going to have double tiers on the last weekend. And if we just compare that to what this person said 14 days ago, it was about 1 hour per tier. But it seems to take slightly longer now based on my playtime. And most people seem to be in agreement with that. It takes longer than 1 hour of game time per tier. This is all very confusing. It's a lot of math. So let me just break it down for you like I'm Scott Steiner cutting a promo. You see, they say all battle passes are created... No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. But what I'm trying to get at here is it used to take about an hour a tier. Now it seems to take about, I would say, based on what people are saying, an hour and 20 minutes per tier. People are saying it is a slog. And it is by design. Now, the obvious answer for why they're doing this is that they want to increase playtime, player engagement. They want to increase their numbers for their shareholders because people are leaving the game in droves. We've covered the metrics. We've covered it constantly that Black Ops 6 has pretty much been a flop for player retention. They want to keep the people on the game more so they can tout total playtime to their stupid fucking shareholders and make another $1 trillion or whatever in the next 10 years. However, it gets worse than that. That's cutting them some slack. But if you guys recall, back in December, people were making quite a bit of a stink about this. And what is this? Well, take a look. The Blackcell Loyalty Bonus, or as I like to call it, the Virgin Money Extraction Experiment. What it is a permanent 10% player and weapon XP boost for purchasing Blackcell in subsequent seasons. This bonus increases by another 10% for each Blackcell season purchase up to a maximum of 50%. And you might be saying, like, BT, that's only for weapon and player XP. It's not related to the battle pass progression. But it sort of is, because you get a 10% boost if you buy the battle pass in general, but also you get the 20, free tier skips with Blackcell. I can't believe this. They actually have like this full instruction booklet length fucking guide just to explain how their stupid battle pass works. It should just be you pay $10, you go through, you unlock stuff at a standard rate of playtime or whatever. That should be it. It shouldn't be more complicated than that. But they have written a small Bible. They've written something the length of a Quran to explain this stuff. But yeah, you get 10% Battle Pass XP boosts. You also earn, Battle Pass tokens with the purchase of Blackcell, which is essentially pay to progress, which almost seems like a necessity if you have a life outside of your video game, console or PC. And let's not forget the fact that you can just purchase Battle Pass tokens outright regardless. So even if you don't buy Blackcell, even if you're not like an idiot, it will coax you into speeding things up by selling you the Battle Pass tokens. You are not a player in the game. You are a guinea pig on the wheel. They are going to slowly keep rolling out things, slowly keep changing things on the back end, slowly keep seeing what they can get away with, marking it down via their data collection. And you're just a guinea pig. You are a literal science experiment, and you are paying $70 minimum to be that. I don't know what else I can show you to prove what I'm saying is right. Can we all kind of be in agreement here that this is horrifically fucked up? And the fact that they are not talking about increasing the base player battle pass XP rates is criminal. It should be illegal. Like, seriously. We need lawmakers to not be like 90-year-old, on deathbed Congress people. We need people sort of, I don't know, like maybe in their 30s, 40s, 50s that actually know what a video game is to really take a look at this stuff and regulate it. Either that or people just need to start suing in droves. Maybe you're still not convinced. So let me just show you this from my buddy Nero, who, this is like right in your face. Maybe you think this is a reach, it's anecdotal, whatever. This is literally right in your face from the same company. Look. Nero said, free-to-play gaming is so disgusting at times. How is this even legal? Overwatch releases a Street Fighter collaboration with 8 bundles. To buy all of them, it costs $216. They then release a mega bundle that includes everything. They value, quote unquote, it at $297. Where did the extra money in that figure come from? But it's, quote unquote, discounted to $99. What? They're literally just making up a fake price for the mega bundle, so it shows it as 66% off. It's a super scummy tactic because they can always claim that the individual bundles are discounted compared to the mega bundle, but that isn't shown anywhere in the shop. The idea is to confuse players into thinking they're saving money. They also released a weapon skin for $40 straight up. Mind you, this is Blizzard, which is part of Activision. I can only imagine how bad COD would be if it went F2P. On one hand, yeah, I blame Activision Blizzard for these tactics. On the other hand, I blame the stupid fucking players who buy into this stuff. You guys need to get a life. I get it's 2025. I get more people are chilling in their rooms more than ever. I do the same thing. Trust me. I play a lot of Dead by Daylight. I buy the Battle Pass, the Rift Pass, whatever. It's $10. And it's been around since, 2016? It's here to stay, so everything I get, I keep. Forever. As long as the game exists. I feel like Dead by Daylight, and the reason I play it for you guys on the videos here, this is the only game that I can play, like a live service game, that still feels like a game, if that makes sense. The skill-based matchmaking is almost a non-factor. It's very, very light and mixed. Like, you get a mixed bag. You can get complete sweats. You can get brand new players. You can get tunneling Weskers that aren't that good, and everything in between. It still feels like a game. It's not perfect, but it's the only thing I feel like where they're somewhat trying still, I'm not really a Fortnite guy. XDefiant just bit the dust, or it's about to in a couple of days, and I'll cover that as it, sunsets or whatever. But guys, what are we doing here? I understand gaming. It's fun. I understand that. I understand wanting to spend some money on a game you like. But buying skins and $30 battle passes in a game where the next game comes out and you've lost all that stuff, it's mind-blowing. I could kind of understand this if you only play Warzone, and Warzone's going to be around, Warzone 1 and to Warzone 2 prove that wrong. But, I could kind of understand if the game's going to be around. I could kind of get that. I can't wrap my head around this shit at all with the yearly release Call of Duty titles. Like, the people on Black Ops 6 with these skins that don't touch Warzone, they have to be the most brain-dead morons walking planet Earth. They probably have to, remind themselves to breathe. They have to tie a little ribbon around their pinky, and it's a reminder to keep the oxygen flowing to their already deprived brain. This is not what I want gaming to be in 2025. If you think it's just Activision Blizzard, it's not. I can't even I can't even fathom how depressed I would be if I covered not only Activision Blizzard, but EA, but other companies and stuff like this, you know? Like, I can only cover Activision Blizzard, and it's exhausting just doing that. I can't even begin to cover another game outside of Call of Duty. I mean, holy hell, man. Maybe I should. Maybe I should just really go into it, you know, and really just make a video every day uncovering this disgusting mess. Would you guys want to see that? Like other games being covered, other companies being covered? Because it's all over, and I cannot stand it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor and drop a like I said, subscribe, like I said, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.